Pro Group Management. Workers' comp that works for you.
This is 7 at 7 from the Las Vegas Review-Journal.
Good evening, I'm Jen Ah. Thanks for joining us on 7 at 7. An accused cult leader and former movie actor makes his first court appearance today on sex trafficking charges. And that leads our top stories, sponsored by Nevada Hand Silver Sky Assisted Living Community. Learn more at nevadahand.org. 46-year-old Nathan Chasinghorse is accused of operating a cult called The Circle and misusing his spiritual influence. Las Vegas Metro Police's Major Violator Section arrested Chasinghorse on Tuesday, raiding his North Las Vegas house following a 3-month investigation. Multiple women say they lived with Chasinghorse as wives and were raped since they were teens, after their families sought him out for his self-proclaimed healing powers. Now to the terror suspect, accused of driving his car through a fence at MGM Mega Solar Array Power Station last month. The judge rules Mohammed Reza Mizmarian not competent and committed him to a max security mental health facility. His doctors are deciding which facility is most appropriate. And Representative Stephen Horsford, chairman of the Congressional Black Caucus, is meeting with President Joe Biden today to discuss solutions to bad policing in the aftermath of the death of Tyree Nichols after a beating by Memphis police officers. Review-Journal's Renee Semmerauer has more on his message.
Horsford is calling on renewed action from Biden and Congress to pass realistic, reasonable, yet meaningful police reform. On January 7th in Memphis, 29-year-old Nichols was brutally beaten by police during a traffic stop. He died a few days later in the hospital. The beating, caught on body cams and surveillance videos, drew comparison to the Las Vegas case of Brian Williams by civil rights attorney Ben Crump, who was representing the family of Tyree Nichols. Williams also died within an hour of being restrained. Body cam footage showed Williams pleading with police as officers mocked him, according to the lawsuit. Metro PD did not respond to the request for comment about Crump's remarks, but did release a statement after Nichols' death. There is no room in policing for the lack of humanity shown by the 5 former Memphis police officers. The brutality of Tyree's death and the lack of intervention by officers to render aid is unacceptable. Horsford said the solutions can be found at the local level and can be replicated nationally.
In weather, sponsored by Star Nursery, your garden's partner for every blooming thing. So, what's next? That's the big question after California lays out its own proposal for conserving water. It calls for up to 2 million acre-feet of additional cuts, with Arizona and Nevada likely shouldering the majority load.
What happens next is that the federal government will look at these proposals and basically decide on how it's going to, what exactly it's going to look at as an alternative to the proposals that the federal government already put forward.
California's proposal came a day after Nevada and its other neighboring states submitted a joint proposal to the feds, which calls on California to take significant cuts. In tonight's forecast here in the Las Vegas Valley, a cloudy night in the 40s, sinking into the 30s early morning. Another cold but quiet night. On Friday, the overcast skies linger with highs in the 60s. By Saturday, back to sunny skies. Some winds blowing through on Sunday, around 25 miles per hour, which should taper to around 15 miles on Monday and dwindle further on Tuesday and beyond. In business, sponsored by Bank of Nevada, Bank on Accountability. Experts are predicting the egg shortage to worsen due to inflation and the avian bird flu. But one industry watchdog calls it a collusive scheme. Farm Action says it's concerned over price gouging and other deceptive acts by dominant egg producers. Meanwhile, Senator Catherine Cortez Masto says Nevada's average egg price surged to over $6 per dozen by the end of 2022, while the national average is $4.25. Her letter asks agencies to provide recommendations to Congress on what actions to take.
Vegas Nation, brought to you by Station Casinos STN Sports. Download the app today. Raiders defensive coordinator Patrick Graham is taking full advantage of his opportunity as head coach of the national team in this year's Senior Bowl.
One, the head start. If you get a head start, that's always good. Two, just getting time to spend with them one-on-one in the meeting room. Then also out there on the field, I would say, just be able to say, okay, let me see if he can handle this adjustment right now. I'll tell him to adjust something and see if he does it the next rep. That's been a good process right there to see that live and in action. That's been good too.
In Health, sponsored by Boulder City Hospital. We're here for you when you need us. Did you know Las Vegas is now home to the top-ranked kidney transplant program in the U.S.? That's according to the Scientific Registry of Transplant Recipients data, addressing one-year survival rates and the shortest time spent waiting for a transplant. UMC ranked first among 257 programs. Its program director calls it the holy grail for any transplant program, but says, "I just hope that it's sustainable. To sustain that growth is kind of the next big job."
Here's the latest in sports.
Golden Knights captain Mark Stone had back surgery on Tuesday in Denver. The Golden Knights announced that Wednesday. Stone has been out since January 12th, where he got hurt against the Florida Panthers. This, of course, is Stone's second back surgery in about the span of 9 months. He also had a lumbar discectomy, which helps fix a disc in the lower back in May after missing 45 games last season. The Knights say Stone is out indefinitely, so no timeline for his return. They are going to miss him a lot when he's gone.
Sports betting brought to you by Las Vegas Paiute Tribal Smoke and Cigar Shop. Betting on the Chiefs or Eagles to cover the spread is only one of thousands of ways to bet on Super Bowl 57. Caesars Sportsbook and the Westgate Superbook posted their massive menus of Super Bowl props today. The totals at Caesars on Patrick Mahomes' passing yards is 294.5, attempts is 39.5, and touchdown passes is 2. For full lists of props, go to lvrj.com.
In entertainment, sponsored by Arizona Charlie's, has live entertainment every weekend at both locations. Go to arizonacharlies.com to see who's playing. Rather than sports betting, how about old school gambling? The 2023 World Series of Poker schedule is out. Go to lvrj.com for the full list of games taking place at Horseshoe Las Vegas and Paris Las Vegas starting in May. And lovebirds, listen up. For Valentine's Day, the Chandelier Bar inside the Cosmopolitan will offer up this cocktail, Hotline Bling, with peach vodka, passion fruit, and sizzling pop rocks for $18. And Peyote in downtown, there's Can I Call You Rose cocktail. Thank you for watching 7 at 7. If you have a Roku device, just search Review Journal to download our channel. Watch Las Vegas breaking news streaming live on your OTT device. See you tomorrow for more 7 at 7.
Review Journal Studio, sponsored by Adam Kuttner. Get the maximum settlement as quickly as possible. This 7 at 7 update, sponsored by Pro Group Management. You're watching 7 at 7 from the Las Vegas Review Journal.